I'm back in another video. It's another story time of a ghost hunt I went on last weekend to Gresley Hall in Derbyshire in Swaddling Coat. And let me tell you, this was the most amazing, eye-opening, crazy experience I've ever had. And it kind of makes me think, this is why I love ghost hunting. Yeah. And it also makes me want to buy so much more equipment and invest so much more into it. So I need to invest into you guys and make more videos just so I could get this, motivate me to get this equipment and go on more ghost hunts because, oh my god. So I'm just gonna give you a brief history. I'm not gonna tell you the story until later on because it fits into what happened because the spirits talked to us, so I'll go more into that a bit later. So it was built in the 1700s. It was a family home. They had servants and they had maids, and it is haunted by children, a maid, and maybe servants, maybe some military connection, and some older family members like a master and stuff like that. Those are the known spirits to be there and reside. Yeah. So, and I'm gonna try to tell you what. So basically, we were in groups. So there was the people in our groups that has an SLS camera. Now, if you don't know what an SLS camera is, it's a device which detects humanoid figures that normally you might not be able to see with human eyes, and it represents them as a stickman. Now, I really think this equipment is so cool, and I was so happy that they were in our group. So, we went into this first room. There wasn't much activity, because it was light, or maybe there just generally isn't activity in this room. We don't know. But, the SLS camera did detect something, and it detected a child, shape and size of a child climbing up the wall and hiding in the roof, which probably led up to the loft, which was the most active part of the house. Because of these little cubby tunnels, and I think they probably connected to that room, but the guide wasn't sure if that was actually the case, but it probably did. So we saw it. It crawled up. It stayed up there. Then it snuck down, but then it ended up going back up. There wasn't really anything other than they got through on the Spirit Talk. I someone's using the Spirit Talk app, and it said brother and something about being scared. It didn't really say much. There wasn't much activity in our first rooms. But then we went up into the loft. Now, there's 2 rooms in the loft, so there was we went into one room with the SLS camera, and oh my god, it was so active. And then the other, half of our group was in the other room doing, a Ouija board and stuff like that. And I use the Spirit Talker app, and we use cat balls and the SLS camera in there. So the SLS camera picked up that there was a spirit. This spirit stayed in the corner of the room by a chair, standing there. It was about child's height because it wasn't much bigger than the chair. And there was also a spirit at some point in front of the fireplace where I placed a cat ball, and when he said there's a spirit by the fireplace, the cat ball went off exactly where the spirit was supposed to be standing. There was also one on the fireplace that was going mental a lot. We also put one in the other corner where there was a chair. That was going off slightly because there was sometimes one over there and then sometimes not. Yeah. So, but the person in this corner was talking to us so much through the Spirit Talk app. So it was saying that it did a bad thing. And now we were like, well, you're a child. What could you have done? By this time, we didn't know the history of the place. We hadn't done any research, so we didn't know the history. And they're saying I did a bad thing. And we're like, what did you do? It's okay. It's okay to do bad things. We were like reassuring the spirit that it's fine. And it was saying it killed someone. And they were like kind of saying they were scared. And I think they were looking for a sister. And all of this stuff. And we were just like, I was shocked because I was like, why would a child have done this? And then we went downstairs and had a break, and we found out that this child spirit had set a fire in the house. So a fire had happened and the maid had died in a fire, and it was an accident. The child wasn't meant to hurt anyone in that fire, but the maid died. So basically what we had just found out in that room from the spirit telling us through the Spirit Talker app was that they did a bad thing because they set the fire and then they ended up killing someone, and they didn't mean to. And I was just amazed. I was like, wait, this adds up. Like, everything adds up to the story. But obviously this child spirit believed it had done a bad thing and it was a bad person. It was saying it was evil and that they were stuck there. They were trapped there. They could not move on, and it wanted to move on. But because of this bad thing they thought they had done, obviously is a bad thing, but because they had done this, they had not had time to move. They couldn't move on because maybe they were scared, or maybe something was trapping them there, and maybe that was their own guilt. So that leads us on to the next part, which is the most incredible part. So basically the spirit was saying, like, kind of giving the impression, saying it wanted to move on. I will put the Spirit Talker app on what it said on the app here, but it was saying it wanted to move on, and like it can't, and it wanted help to move on. Now obviously I have no idea how to do that, and the person did, but the person was like, maybe this could help. And like, he said something, I don't know what he said, but he said something for it. And I don't know if it worked because we could still see it in the SLS camera there for a bit, and then it kind of just maybe went away. I don't know. It could have just gone away for a second like it did, or it didn't because we had to pack up because he had to leave. But while he was saying this thing, the room was boiling hot in that room, and it went to freezing cold. Like, it was freezing. It had been hot in that room the whole time we were in there. We'd probably been in there like over an hour, and it'd been boiling hot, and it went to freezing cold, and it was crazy. Like, that is the most dramatic temperature drop I have ever experienced. And it just shows that maybe something did happen. And I don't know, I think it's just crazy. Like, that is the most crazy experience ever. Like, we got through the Spirit Talker app a clear conversation that matches the story of what happened in that place, proving that it works, proving that spirits can talk to you and tell you stories, and you can find out information, and also proving that maybe you talking and helping them could help them move on. And I know, I feel like it'd be really cool to go to like places to help them move on, maybe not on my own, but like with other people, like that could do that side of stuff, like a medium or something. I feel like that would be a super cool thing. So yeah, that's why it's an incredible night. And it was really short, but it was really cool and an amazing experience. And yeah, I was in so much shock. Like, I can't believe that happened. And I also can't believe them people had an SLS camera, because it's the most coolest gadget ever. And I was like freaking out that they had one, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. So I think I really want one of them. They are quite a lot of money, because I also want a proper night vision camera, because if you see my night vision camera only posts in 10-minute intervals. It's meant to be 15, but then it cuts out 10 for some odd reason, which is really annoying, and the mic isn't that good. But I will be investing in more equipment. But I hope you enjoyed these clips of what I saw. I did try to film as much as possible, but on the first time we went into the attic room I was talking about, my battery had died. I should have changed it in the first break we had, but I forgot, and the battery died, and it was too dark in there to change it. So I should have changed that. I apologize, but I recorded as much as I can. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. So I came to editing this video like months after, so it's probably my fault for putting it off for so long. But when I went to put the footage from my camera onto my Apple Mac, I could not get this footage off whatsoever. I've tried so many things. I've even tried connecting it to my granddad's computer, and it still wouldn't work. So I can only upload the storytelling part of this video, and I'm really upset about it. And next time I'm gonna go film, I'm having to get a new camera, because this camera I bought from Amazon, which was really cheap, is rubbish. So I'm really disappointed in that, but I do hope you enjoyed the video, and everything I tell in the storytelling is what happened when I was there. I just can't put the evidence to it, which is the most annoying part, because I know that's the part like everyone wants to see. Yeah. But I'm definitely going to get a new camera in the future and improve my ghost hunting videos amazingly. I just need to get the courage to actually record properly. That is coming. And yeah, I do really hope you enjoyed this video and are amazed by what I did find, because honestly this experience probably is life-changing of how I ever viewed the supernatural world. So I love this, and I can't wait for my next ghost hunt, which is probably going to be Shrewsbury Prison. So hope you stick around for that, and hit the subscribe button if you're excited to see that video in the future of when I go, hopefully next month. Peace.